Saya bertekad untuk menjaga hubungan Indonesia-Australia untuk menjadi lebih baik di masa yang akan datang. Yang mulia Wakil Perdana Menteri Australia merangkap Menteri Pertahanan, yang terhormat Saudara Richard Marles, MP, dengan rombongan baru saja kita menandatangani suatu perjanjian kerjasama pertahanan yang merupakan suatu tonggak bersejarah, kelanjutan daripada perjanjian Lombok, dan ini dilakukan untuk bersama-sama sebagai tetangga yang berhubungan langsung meningkatkan kerjasama untuk saling membantu mengatasi berbagai ancaman keamanan dan mempromosikan perdamaian dan stabilitas yang berkelanjutan di kawasan Asia Pasifik. Ini sekali lagi bukan suatu fakta militer, bukan suatu military alliance, tapi suatu defense cooperation. Ini menandakan bahwa kita ingin meneruskan dan memelihara hubungan erat dan hubungan persahabatan yang sangat baik. Saya bertekad untuk menjaga hubungan Indonesia-Australia untuk menjadi lebih baik di masa yang akan datang. Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defence of Australia, the Honourable Richard Marles, MP, and delegation, I commented a few minutes ago that we have signed this defense cooperation agreement, which signifies our commitment to cooperate closely for the mutual benefit and for the enhancement of both our national interests. We respect Australia's sovereign right to uphold your security, and we also understand that you respect our national interest. Australia has been one of the first countries to support our independence. We respect that, and we will never forget that you defended us in our struggle for independence. And this, I think, is something that the young generation should always remember. I look forward to continue supporting and enhancing this relationship in the months and years to come. Once again, thank you, Your Excellency, for coming all the way to our military academy, and we hope that we will cooperate more intensively in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, could I firstly thank Bapak Prabowo for hosting me and my delegation here at the Indonesian Military Academy, and we were deeply honoured and impressed by the parade that the cadets provided us today. And it was great to receive Bapak Prabowo in Canberra last week. We are the closest of friends, and that is being seen in the agreement that we have signed today. The Defence Cooperation Agreement between our two nations is the deepest, it's the most significant defence agreement in the history of our bilateral relationship. We well understand Indonesia's traditions of non-alignment. That is the heritage of this country. And we respect it, we acknowledge it, but most importantly, we like it. It is very much in Australia's interest to have a non-aligned Indonesia as our closest neighbour. So this agreement is not a military alliance, but what it is an agreement that we will work much more closely together in defence cooperation. We will see a much greater interoperability between our defence forces, an ability to operate from each other's countries, and on that basis we can work much more closely together on our shared interests, most significantly of which is maintaining the global rules-based order. This is an important piece of international architecture, a treaty-level agreement, but what it underpins is real substance. Later this year in November, exercise Chris Woomera will be the biggest bilateral exercise between our two countries. Almost 2,000 personnel from Australia and Indonesia's defence forces working together, exercising together at Surabaya. It's across the fields of air, land and sea. It's the most complex exercise that we will have seen. Australia's LHD vessel will be part of the exercise, as will our F-35s. And today I can announce that the exercise will be extended to include a cyber dimension as well, which at an Australian level will be implemented through the Royal Australian Air Force. This exercise is not only the biggest exercise that our two countries have done, it is the biggest exercise that Australia will do outside of our nation this year. And this exercise has been developed in contemplation of what we signed today, the Defence Cooperation Agreement. It is an example of our two countries working much more closely together. It is an example of how at this moment in our history we see each other relying on the security of each other and working much more closely together to develop that. And we could not be happier and more pleased for that outcome. Can I say that in Bapak Prabowo, Australia sees a great friend. And we really appreciate the work that you've done as the Minister for Defence, and obviously we look forward to your impending presidency. It is a very significant step coming off the back of what has been in the presidency of President Widodo, a period where our bilateral relationship has been as close as it has ever been in our history. And we think this is a really significant moment in being able to, over a prolonged period of time, change the trajectory in such a positive way between our two countries. And finally, at a personal level, can I just express my thanks for your personal friendship? It means a lot to me, and I think together we've been able to take a very significant step forward on behalf of both of our countries, and again, enormously grateful for your hosting me here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Junjung tinggi prinsip jurnalisme dalam setiap tayangan terbaiknya. Menghadirkan berita bernilai sebagai referensi. Gelar bicara yang tajam.
Tidak, ini kan kebohongan, Dok.
Mengupas fakta demi fakta dan mendorong pencarian solusi. Serta investigasi yang mengungkap kebenaran. Rosi, Satu Meja, The Forum, Sapa Indonesia Malam. Nilu, ikuti semuanya bersama Kompas TV.